Today I'm giving you all the details on my full program. We're going to go for what I'm doing for lifting, what I'm doing for my running, give you all the details on my full program, and show you how I'm incorporating lifting and running into my program, not only to build muscle, improve my cardiovascular system, but overall just improve my health. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Jordan. I post weekly fitness content to help you get in the best shape of your life, and I'm currently doing a full bulking series where every week I'm posting videos to show you how to successfully bulk while maximizing the amount of muscle mass that you can build while minimizing the body fat that you gain. So if you're interested in content like that, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on the content that I'm posting weekly. Now, before we hop into my full program, what I want to do first is I want to go over my 1 month bulking progress. So we're using an InBody 570. I've tracked my body composition, where I've tracked my weight, my muscle mass, my body fat, my water, and I'm going to go over in the last month my progress that I've made according to the InBody 570. After that, we'll go through my full program. I'll show you how I'm structuring my lifting, how I'm structuring my running, and give you all the details on that. So back on October 15th, I ran my first half marathon. I was doing a lot of running and a lot of training specifically for that leading up to that. After that, since then, I've switched over to a bulking phase where my goal has been to build muscle, build strength, and gain lean muscle mass. The goal is not to add a ton of body fat. Now, obviously, in the process of building muscle, you're going to put on a little body fat. That's just normal. There's no way around that. And there are a lot of ways that we can structure our program, not only within our strength training, but also our nutrition and your cardio training to minimize the amount of body fat that you gain. So over the course of the last month, since my last weigh-in was October 27th on the InBody, my first weigh-in was 191.9 pounds. I had 99.9 pounds of skeletal muscle mass. I was at 10.1% body fat, and my water ratio was 0.364. Now, I'll explain what all these numbers mean. Skeletal muscle mass, that's going to take into consideration the actual muscle tissue that you have. It's going to take into the consideration the carbohydrates and the water that are stored within the muscle in the form of glycogen. So that's what that SMM, that skeletal muscle mass number, is going to comprise. Body fat percentage was at 10.1. I also got married in September, and my goal leading up to my wedding day was to be at 8% body fat. So I had recently been at 8. My metabolism was not great, and that's something that once I hit that 8% and we had our wedding day, hit that goal, I kind of reverse dieted out of that, also just to help with performance on running. Maintaining 8% body fats is tough, and it's not something that I would highly recommend. It's not a place where you can sustain that body fat for a long time. You have low energy, hormones are just out of whack. So if you have the goal to get 8%, that's awesome, but I will say that it takes a little bit out of you. You're not going to feel great. So don't expect to feel just shredded and feel awesome at the same time. You kind of have to have one or the other, but kind of on a tangent there. ECW, TBW, that is your water ratio. So with that, we're looking at the extracellular water in relation to your total body water. That was at 0.364. 0.36 is a perfect score. Where we want to be is between 0.36 to 0.38. Now, I'm pretty consistent with my water. I use electrolytes in my training. I also eat very clean, so you're not going to see crazy spikes for me as far as the water retention. Now, my most recent weigh-in. So my most recent weigh-in, a month later, I was 198 pounds. So I'd put on about 6 pounds over the course of the month. I was at 101.9 pounds of skeletal muscle mass, 11.3% body fat, and 0.364 was exactly the same as my water. Now, with this, put on 2 pounds of skeletal muscle mass. So I was very happy with that. My body fat percentage went up about 1% in the course of the last month. Water stayed the same. Now with this, like I was saying, it is almost impossible to add muscle mass and not gain body fat at the same time. So this increase in body fat, I'm perfectly fine with. Something that I'm just going to keep an eye on, make sure that it doesn't get crazy, because I don't want to put on a ton of body fats and at the end of the bulk have to really go through a really long cutting phase to where you really try and chip that body fat down. But as far as men, like 11% body fats, it's still good. Like I said, I'm going to keep it in a range where it's not too high, not too low. My goal is to get 105 plus pounds of muscle mass by the end of the bulk, which I'm going to end up in the spring, where next year I'm also going to train for a marathon. So something to really focus on right now. Like I said, my goal is to really build muscle mass, add lean muscle mass, and that's what I'm going to continue to show you guys every week. And that's what we're going to talk about next, is what is my program that I'm doing to facilitate new muscle growth while minimizing body fat gain. So my full program, runs on these days. And I always started off on Sunday because for me, Saturday is a long training day here at the gym, and Saturday is the one day of the week where I take a rest day. So starting off on Sunday, my full program is as follows. I start off on Sunday with a push day. So this is going to be your chest, your shoulders, and your triceps. And I also incorporate a more interval or a higher intensity cardio run. This is going to change from week to week. Sometimes I'll do repeats on 400, 800, 1200 repeats. Sometimes I'll do fartlek intervals. Sometimes I'll do a certain tempo run that I'm trying to hold, really practice a certain pace, but it is always a higher intensity run. So it's more of an anaerobic energy system run, higher heart rates, and really getting the legs to turn over faster. That is something that in your running can really help, where most of the time you want to be working aerobically, but that other 20% of the time, you do want to be doing some higher intensity, faster paced runs. It's really going to help you become more efficient of a runner, work on the anaerobic threshold. It's really going to help you start to decrease that average mile pace and become a faster runner. On Monday, I'm hitting a full pull workout, and that is going to be the back and the biceps. I'll also throw some core in. And this is also a day where I'm doing a lower intensity, medium distance run. Usually for me, it works out to be about 5 miles. And with this run, what I focus on is primarily trying to keep my heart rate below my max aerobic heart rate. So for me, my max aerobic heart rate is 153. Now, how you find this number out is you take 180 minus your age, and the goal is to run at an aerobic pace to where you keep your heart rate below this number. Now, easier said than done. That's something that's hard to do, but by doing this, it's going to help you build this aerobic base, and it's going to help you improve your fitness, and it's just overall going to help you become a better runner by maintaining a lower heart rate. And it's going to help you really build on top of those higher intensity runs. And it's something that's super beneficial in your program. Sounds counterintuitive to run slower, to run faster, but I promise you that it really helps. Tuesday is a full lower body workout. So with legs, we're hitting the quads, the hamstrings, glutes, hitting the calves, also mixing some core work in throughout this day, and really just destroying the lower body on that Tuesday workout. Wednesday, I'm going to come back for another push day. Now, the way that my workouts are structured is everything's going to be trained twice a week. Now, depending on what your goals are and looking at your body and looking at, okay, my goal is to build this specific muscle, what you can do here is say that your goal is to develop your chest. You could start both of your push days with a chest focus exercises or a couple chest focus exercises, or if your goal was to prioritize your shoulders. Find muscles that you specifically want to grow. And yes, you're hitting your chest, your shoulders, and your triceps, but one day you could start with chest, hit your shoulders, and then triceps. And then the next push day, you could start with your shoulders, hit some triceps, and finish with some chest. It's a good way to mix it up and to really specifically train the muscle groups that you want to improve. So this is a full day where I'm hitting the chest, the shoulders, and triceps. On the Wednesday, I'm not doing any running whatsoever, just a full strength training day. All right, wardrobe change. Nah, just kidding. I was recording the video yesterday, and I didn't realize I was talking, and my camera died. So we'll continue where we left off. Thursday, come back, and I will hit a pull day. So it's going to be back in the biceps, and then I'll do another medium distance run where it's 5 mile run. Try to stay in that aerobic heart rate zone where I'm trying to stay below my max aerobic heart rate, which is for me is 153, and just get some nice easy miles in and really force your body to keep that nice low heart rate to really develop a good aerobic base. Friday, I go into a full leg day again, so hit my second leg day of the week. Again, there's no running on this day. It's purely just a strength training day, and I also incorporate some core throughout that day. Like I said, Saturday is a full day of rest where usually I'm doing training all day here at the gym to where it's just a nice, easy day to where once I'm done training, I just want to get home to my family, get on with the day, and it's a good day for me to take a rest day. Now, the way that I structure my workouts throughout the week, I have 2 different focuses. The first 3 days of the week, so that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday workout, is going to be more of a strength focus, a progressive overload focused day. We're going to be doing more compound movements, going to be lifting in that like 6 to 10 rep range. And the goal is to really from week to week, try to build strength and try and increase weights and really overload your muscles in that way. The second day of the week where I hit my muscle groups my second time, so my Wednesday, Thursday, Friday workouts are more hypertrophy volume based workouts where the goal is to, yes, still lift heavier weights, but I increase volume. I do more isolation work, decrease rest time, really add more intensity techniques like drop sets, supersets, rest pause sets, and really just force a lot of muscle breakdown. And it's a really good way that you could structure a program to not only focus on just the heavy lifting, strength adaptation side of things, and not just the bodybuilding type of things, It's a really good way where you can get the best of both worlds, and each day has a singular focus where this day, okay, I'm going to pick some compound movements. So you're going to do things like deadlifts and squats and lunges, bench press, overhead press, dips, pull-ups, these types of movements that are very compound heavy movements that you can overload. You can use a lot of different muscle groups and overload consistently from week to week. And then those second 3 workouts is a good way to add in some isolation. You can do some pre-exhaustion. Maybe there's certain parts of a muscle group that you want to focus on bringing up. This is where you can really incorporate that in your program. And that's personally how I set it up. And I love doing it this way because you get the best of both worlds by doing so. So this is my full program that I'm currently doing to mix running and strength training to build muscle. I'm not only doing this just to build muscle and improve my cardiovascular system, but overall, in my opinion, this is the most optimal way to train. We're going to not just train like a bodybuilding or powerlifting athlete, we're only doing strength training, or not only just train where you're just running, like just a runner would if they're training for a half marathon or marathon. By combining both these 2 things in your program, I personally feel that is the most optimal way, not only for performance, but also to improve your overall health. So if you guys have any questions or comments on my workout program, let me know down in the comment section below. I love to help out any way that I can. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found anything helpful in the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. I'm gonna leave a couple other videos for you to watch on the screen here next. Make sure you check those out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.